Well, welcome back to Doc's Shop and Forge. So today I had thought about making a repeat effort at one of these, simply to try to refine the process, get it faster so I don't end up with the excessive oxidization and so forth. So we could actually get one that we could get to handling stage. But today, for a variety of reasons, has ended up getting off to a late start. It is lunchtime as I record this, and I have not even got the forge lit. So today instead what I thought we'd do is run an experiment under the fly press to see if we can phase in or forge in this seam, just to see how that works out. And we'll take apart a spring leaf pack for a light utility light truck, because we need the spring steel for an upcoming project where we're making a set of Anvil shears. So they're shears that fit in the hardy hole and allow you to cut thickish sheet metal, so probably up to about 3mm I'd say, and hot cutting you could cut something hotter, something thicker, hot. So for example, if you were forging an axe and you needed to straighten out the bit before welding on or welding in your cutting edge. So those will be made out of some spring steel. Now the leaf pack that I'm taking apart has never been used. It's factory fresh, 0 kilometers. So let's get that taken apart and get the forge lit and start working on those. I won't get them finished, I know that, but we'll make a start and we'll get something. So today hasn't been a completely non-forge day. That would be sad. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, there we go. That's the bit we need. So this is my tentative layout. I'll be cutting it off here. This side will become the fixed or inner anvil portion of the tool. This will be the lever or handle section. Be drawing out the handle, probably get another 10 centimeters, I reckon. For the jaws, they're not going to end up being 30 by 10, 12 millimeters. They're going to end up being probably about 25 by a bit more than 12 millimeters. I'm aiming for 120 millimeters of cutting edge, and then the pivot, so I'll have to forge out a little bit of material for both of them to give me the size of eye that, or the size of the boss that I need for these to work. So let's get the first step done and get these cut out. So with this one being the fixed jaw, which was going to be the moving jaw, I think it'll work just as well, because I need to forge this down a little bit to get it to fit, because the hardy hole at the base is 30 by 30 and 35 by 35 at the top, so, and this is 15 thick. So let's get the bottom jaw so we can forge in the offset, forge it out so that the entire, this part is 10 millimeters. That'll give us a bit of width for the boss, and then we'll offset that so that we get a good inset with the blade being proud, so we get a goodly amount of room for the hinge mechanism. So let's get one of these hot and let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to use the fly press to draw down. So this is how we want the jaws to be, of the shears to be no thinner than this. So we've set the stop on the press so that we don't go beyond that, and so we're just going to draw out the first, I don't know, 12 to 14 centimeters to that, and we'll run with that. They're hot again. I think this might have had a little bit of zinc coating on it. Okay, getting there. That gets us through that area. So next step is to do the offset here so we can start getting the reins done. But first, let's get that jaw to profile. Yep, there's a bit of zinc in this. That annoys me a little bit. As you can see, this is spring steel. Does not like to move. But I need a little bit more curvature there. Switched out to my rounding hammer to try and get material to move lengthwise more when I'm hitting on the edge. Now that we've got the blade kind of to profile, we've got to do a step down here to offset the reins a bit this way. We have to decide how far in we go, make a little bit of a mark. Let's go with that. Essentially, what we're aiming to do is get this little offset happening here before we start drawing this out for the reins. Alright, put our mark on the edge of the anvil. Let's straighten this out. Setting in. Just a little bit. But not a lot. It is still salvageable. So we've set our stop, so we've got a bit over 25 millimeters. In fact, we've got about 27. And then we're gonna, so that it's no wider than that. And then we'll make sure that it's, when it's folded, it's no thicker than 30. We're already there. So let's make it about 14 thick. So essentially it's just a matter of going backwards and forwards until we've got it down to that. Now the question is this faster than hammering? Don't know, probably. Damn so easier on the elbow, I'll give it that. Alright, so we've nearly got the reins down to thickness. Width is okay. We have to draw out a little nubbin on the end, which will be the stop so that we don't overclose the reins and potentially injure our fingers. See what happens. So, we had to stop a little bit early today because we had to help family move house. But we got one jaw, so this is this jaw done. This part here is a safety stop, so when it's all bent up, this will actually poke up and stop the jaws or the reins from closing fully, so you can't actually clamp your fingers in there or over close the cutting area. The other blank is not done at all. As you can see, we've got a little bit of length out of that. The screw press works a treat. Very, very happy with that. So, in the next video I'll get cracking on the other half. I'm trying to make it match. And then I will fold and forge the fixed rein and draw out the mobile rein. And sorry for the buzzing, but there seems to be a couple of bees in the workshop today. It is what it is. So if you've enjoyed this rather short video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. When you do, don't forget, hit the notification bell. So get out to your shop, have fun, do something a little bit different, but above all, stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.